Good morning, everybody. Starting the live today, in a bit of a different way. Um, First of all, I'm starting a little bit early, just a few minutes early. Got a bit of a delay today, but a little bit early before 11:30. So we're going to talk today about a topic which I find hilarious because I do get to see it almost in every day of my life. These are things that happen only in Jamaica. But before we start today, I just want to take a moment and talk about a big tragedy that happened in the past week. There was a 20-year-old Jamaican female that was missing from Kingston, and she was found. Her name is Canis Jackson, and she was found in Portmore in a gully, basically on the side road, with very clear, obvious signs of brutality, rape, and a lot of abuse and violence that was done to her. And she was found also without, she was, they murdered her. And I just want to take this second to, just share with everybody that live in Jamaica. It doesn't matter if you are Jamaican, if you were born here, or even if you're just living here for a period of time, just like me. All over the world we have this disease that we have to fight against, which is killing our women. It's not only in Jamaica, but I just want to just specify a bit about Jamaica and talk about that, and just take out the message, obviously saying no to, all right, thank you. Obviously saying no to any violence against women, but necessarily just saying here in Jamaica it's getting out of control, and it's getting in a way where people are just feeling like they can do anything without no result or no consequences, and I definitely think it's a terrible tragedy, and I am condolence for her family and her friends and everybody. And I just want us to, learn from it and be able to be much more aware of what's going around us. And even if we have a little bit of suspicious of somebody that seems to have this negative, violent, and disgusting thoughts, or have this in their behavior towards their partner, or even if it's not their partner, towards whatever, and be able to just speak out, be able to inform the right bodies, and be able to do something in order to prevent the next case. And that's all what we are here for, to really be able to feel safe and just live the life that we're supposed to live and we deserve to live, without any hate or hate crimes or anything like that. And honestly, it doesn't matter what was the reason behind all of that story. It's just important to take the conclusion from it, and to understand that we have to be much more open and speak out when we see anything like that. We have to intervene. We have to put ourselves in the mindset where, it could be, unfortunately, it could be our sister, it could be our daughter, it could be our mother, it could be anyone, close to us, and we don't want to be, encouraging or even ignoring, because ignoring these things also encourage the people to continue doing it without knowing that there wouldn't be no consequences. So please, people, this week has been hard, and I really think it's good. It made a lot of people be much more active on social media and speak about violence against women and stuff like that. So just be aware that these things still exist, and we have to really fight against this violence. It's not something that we need to accept and just take it as a part of our life. It's not part of Jamaica. It never have been part of Jamaica. Jamaican men, respect women and everything, and it's just a minority of people that literally take the law to their hands. And we just have to make sure that our communities are safe for our children and everybody. So again, I am very sorry. If you want to read more about those stories, you can probably go to any website, Jamaican news website, and read a little bit more about the case. Now, I'm going to talk move on to the topic of the day. It's a very straight and extreme move, but yeah, moving on to the topic of the day. So the topic of the day, we're going to talk about things that can only happen in Jamaica, and overall the saying of Jamaica is not a real place. So if you live in Jamaica, or if you've been here before, you know that saying those things, like the fact that people say, oh, Jamaica is not a real place, is something that people definitely say on a regular basis. And you know, it's something that it has a lot of truth in it, because it seems like there are certain things that happen in Jamaica and that don't happen nowhere else. Yeah, in a good way and in a funny way. So basically this live is more just to give you I would say, like, funny and entertaining things that can happen only here in Jamaica. Let me get some of my water. So overall, right, there are special things that can happen only here, unique things that happen only in Jamaica, and I believe personally it's because of the special character of this island and the people of the island, and the fact that everybody is just so, you know, joyful, and you know, they are always willing to have a good laugh. And most of the time it's a funny thing that happens. So yeah, so definitely it's a good thing, I would say. But there are things that you can do here as a tourist, but also as a Jamaican, that you probably won't do nowhere else in the world, or things that are just unique for Jamaica. So this is also something I'm going to mention today. It's really funny to think about these things and what would happen if you would do it in other places in the world. But yeah, it's just starting to share with you straight ahead. So only in Jamaica, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's probably one of the most known places to have people that are naturally creative and naturally talented around you, almost in everywhere you go. So what do I mean by that? Only in Jamaica, you can literally stop any person on the road and they probably would have a certain talent, might be able to sing, dance, I don't know what, whatever talent or skills that they have, but they would be able to show it off, they would be able to present it to you, and they would be also proud, you know, in their talent. So only in Jamaica you can really by chance meet people that have skills or talent or are very, very creative on the street, you know, and you can meet people that might seem, you know, just like every random person, but they're actually artists or singers or whatever. So it's a very unique thing, and just the fact that everybody in Jamaica have this confidence to be able to perform in front of almost everybody, even if it's just one person, and everybody has that faith in themselves and believe in themselves that they are the best in what they are doing. And I think it's one of the, you know, secrets for success for Jamaicans, the fact that they really, really strongly believe in themselves. They're able to, you know, pull that belief and make it to an ambition, and from the ambition to things that you really motivate them and make them achieve things in life. So I see it as a very powerful thing. Also, obviously, as you know, there are plenty of people that are involved in the music industry here. So yes, a lot of people are very creative. And I think that there is a very important part of it in schools and even in families and the way children are raised here. I feel like they are encouraged to experiment themselves, if it's with singing in church or in school, you know, experiencing different sports, experiencing different type of arts. You know, they just get the freedom to be able to experiment those things, and if they like anything, you know, they actually do it. And also there is a huge, I think, heritage and a generational thing here, where, you know, lots of parents that are into the music industry or any of those art industries will try to teach their children to do the same, or, you know, be inspired by them at least, and stay in that circle. So definitely it's a very, you know, important thing, and a very important part of the culture as well, you know, just being creative and be able to speak out and represent yourself and, you know, entertain other people. And when I say entertain other people, I really don't mean in a cheap or cheap or simple way. It's literally providing entertainment to people that people would say, what? Oh my God. Just for an example, right now, I'm giving you an example. I've been here last week. This is the Jerk Center right next to the Fisherman Inn in Glistening Water in Falmouth. Been here last week in a karaoke night. All of a sudden, a lady that was running and doing her jogging out, like out on the road, she heard the speakers. She came, grabbed the mic, sing like she is Celine Dion, honestly, like she had such a beautiful voice, and just finished the song, gave the the host the mic and left and continue her running. So it's like, it's a natural thing, and these things to me really can happen only in Jamaica. The fact that people just have this confidence, have that talent naturally in them, and they're willing to perform and show it to almost everybody, and be proud of it, And also, it's a funny thing because sometimes people that are not really talented would be able to have that confidence as well. So that's a very unique thing to also just have that confidence in yourself, whatever quality of things that you do, that's fine. If you do it good, if you do it the best, or if you do it okay, it's fine as long as you do it, All right, so another thing that only happens in Jamaica. People can carry their umbrella at any day with them. And the reason for that is two reasons. First of all, obviously the obvious reason is that Jamaica is a tropical island. You can have rain showers just surprising you. Second reason, the less obvious, is the fact that the sun here is very hot. So it's very common to see people, mainly females with their children or by themselves, walking with umbrellas in the sun. It's something that even me, that I'm coming from a hot country, we don't have that in our, natural behavior. It's not like people, people in Israel won't go with umbrella and stuff, but here it's very common. Another thing that's very common, and I'm actually thinking about it right now, is the fact that here I feel like it's not really people are not really ashamed of natural things. For example, sweating. I feel like in other countries, sweating and getting hot from the sun is something that people are really terrified. No, they're gonna see me sweat and stuff. Like in Jamaica, it's like a gesture. If you have a partner and they would, pad you when you're sweating, and they would try to really make you feel just beautiful all the time and make you feel comfortable in your skin. And sweating or all of those things is part of the natural behavior of the body. So nobody here is excited about those things. And even if you're sweating and stuff, it's not like something to be ashamed of. When I know it is in countries like, for example, where I'm coming from, you just need to find ways to hide those things because it's a big embarrassing thing, So another thing that I find really, really special is the fact that people here in Jamaica, and especially tourists that come over here, they might don't know it and they might don't expect it, but they definitely, a lot of tourists here, and I'm saying it from whatever I heard and what people have shared with me, really learn how to build their confidence when they are here. The reason why it's like that is because obviously Jamaicans are very outspoken. I've mentioned that in a lot of episodes. They're very expressive, and they like to make you feel good. They like to give you that feeling like you are welcome, like they appreciate you, like they think you're really, nice and friendly, and they just like to big you up or give you a forward. Like a forward in Jamaica is basically people that just kind of make you feel good about what you're doing, and kind of like if it was in the shows, I would compare it to a crowd that's clapping for you. Like people could just give you that feeling of like, I'm doing good, like they want to see more of me or whatever, yeah? So I feel like in Jamaica, overall, the forward that people get here, especially tourists, because they get so much attention from locals, and locals find them very interesting. They ask them questions, try to be a friend of them and stuff, so people feel much more free to be who they are. They don't disappear in the crowd like in other countries where you can just travel in Europe, for example, and there are so many tourists and nobody really notices each other. Here it's much more different, it's more individually, and I feel like a lot of people also after visiting Jamaica create different, relationship with different people, have friends for life just from one visit here in Jamaica. It's a very unique thing, and I definitely think it's something that people might not, come with that intention, but they definitely come with this understanding when they are here that there is something different in the people here. And every person that I've met so far that traveled here, they all say, wow, like the experience of traveling in Jamaica is different, very different from any other country. I have to stop and big up everybody here. So Naya Kumar, Kim Jungle, yeah, Dancehall Moda J, what's up? Big up. Frenches. Yes, thank you everybody for watching and who is ever watching now. So, yeah. So yeah, basically in Jamaica you can really feel free, and I feel like it gives you the confidence to build, the option to build your own confidence, and also the fact that you can, feel free to dress up nice and do all of those things without feeling like an alien. Like everybody here just would accept whatever, even if you overdress, people just would make you feel welcome and nice, and they wouldn't make you feel like an alien. They wouldn't ignore you. That's like the main thing, and they would definitely make you feel a part of whatever is happening. So it's definitely a place where people get a lot of confidence to just be themselves and empower, their own talent and their own creativity in a lot of cases. And to a lot of people also, visiting Jamaica opens a different branch, in their mind and different opportunities, and suddenly they realize that you don't have to be Celine Dion to sing, and you can just try and experiment. And if that's what you like, you just do it because you like, you like it, and it's a big thing, it's a big thing to be able to love yourself and be confident of who you are, and Jamaicans are very inspiring in that way. Also, another thing is the Jamaican really like action and things happening. So definitely if you're a person that's coming here as an artist, a music artist or whatever, don't feel no way to really share your talent with other people and just be, free and welcome to express yourself, because people will definitely be excited from you and be excited to hear from you and just, be a part of what you're doing and hear more about what you're doing. So, very important thing. I don't know if other people would feel it like I feel it, because probably I'm a minority in a way. But I realized that from living here and also from researching a bit, that Jamaica doesn't really have religious hate crimes or anything like that. And I'm saying it's specifically talking about minorities. As you know, or you might not know, there are lots of minorities in Jamaica, and lots of different cultures, and lots of people that are coming from different areas around the world and coming with their own beliefs and religion. And I feel like in Jamaica it's like a place where you can definitely practice whatever religion you practice, and it would be respected, and nobody would try to, hurt nobody. There is no, I'm a Jewish, so there is no hate that is against Jewish. Actually, the opposite. People are very interested to know about my religion and about the country I'm coming from. So I feel like, it's one of the places in the world where people just let other people be, and it's very, very important. I feel like it's something that we should all get inspired from, worldwide, because honestly, there is not that many places around the world where you can walk and just be who you are and feel free in your own skin, and feel free to practice your religion or practice your culture, behavior or whatever, and people will just be okay with that, and it won't, be a problem, and you won't feel unsafe or anything like that. Jamaica is definitely one of those places. Sure that there are more around the world, but I just feel like I noticed this criteria specifically because of the fact that I'm coming from a country that is occupied with like lots of wars and lots of hate most of the time. So I definitely feel the difference between the two. Alright, something that unfortunately we can't practice like in lately in the past year, but only in Jamaica you can really celebrate throughout the whole night until the morning. So I probably have mentioned that before as well, but in Jamaica parties is a big thing, and people in the entertainment world do a lot to be able to have multiple parties in a night, so everybody would get their share, I would say. Usually these parties start in a certain time, like probably 11 or so, and then they have like maybe a 3 hours party, and then you go to a next location, and everybody in that same party would probably follow each other and go to that next location. So it's a really interesting thing to think about, and it's especially very unique to Jamaica, the fact that people definitely can have their own, this is their lifestyle, this is their income as well, but it's a significant part of the culture, the fact that people celebrate throughout the whole night until the morning. So back in the days where we didn't have COVID, we used to party, I would say, probably until the morning hours, and literally when I'm saying morning, I'm not talking about 5 or anything like that, like people literally celebrate until 8, 9, and obviously these people are in that world, so don't ask me about if they're getting up to work. That's their problem, and most of them are in the industry, so that's their life. But it's definitely something that is unique, very, very unique, and that I loved back in those days where we could party for so long, that I loved to see how much energy people have. Like, think about it, you go for almost probably 8 hours in total of partying, and people dance and have fun, and and people still have that energy and that vibe, and they connect to whatever is happening, whatever song is playing or whatever. So it's really, really special and unique. And one of the things that I miss a lot during this COVID is going to parties. I love the energy in parties, and also when you go into a party in Jamaica, that's where you can say as well, Jamaica is not a real place, because like the excitement, the level of excitement for music, for entertainment, for creation, for all of these things, it's just amazing. And I am always just grateful to be able to be a part of it and just see it, I also think, their music is genius, but that's my personal thoughts. But anyway, moving on to the next part. So, only in Jamaica, you can find so many small businesses. I've said that to a lot of people before, and I've realized that it's kind of true actually. People in Jamaica have this great spirit of entrepreneurship, and I feel like I've researched it, and I realized that it's one of the leading countries in the Caribbean that have so many entrepreneurs. It's very unique. It's very, very special. The fact that there are big corporations here, obviously, like, banks and stuff like that. But when we're talking about things like, there is like birds here, a big group of birds that catch my eye. So yeah, so people here really take it seriously. Most of the business are small business owners, that own their business successfully, and nothing is missing. It's not like you're walking in Jamaica and you're missing the Zara, you're missing the those big H&M and big clothing corporation or whatever. No, it's like people are just doing their thing, and that's how most of the island is set. Like, there is plenty variety of different type of businesses, and people just support each other, which is a very important thing as well. People support each other, support people from their community, especially if they do like events and stuff like that in the community. And I feel like also it's a big thing that I also get inspired from, the fact that just people that have no fear in opening a business and starting their own stuff, and they're just so confident in themselves and their success, and they're willing to take the risk. Like, and a lot of people that are too calculated, that thinking too much about the consequences, sometimes that's the fear make us not take the risk and not start something that we truly believe in. And that's a big thing for me. One of those things that really inspired me every day to just keep on chasing my dream is seeing that people here really do it as a natural thing. Also, with that saying, just telling you guys that make sure that when you're here in Jamaica and you're visiting, make sure that you support, the local businesses, support small businesses, support the people that really do a genuine work from their heart and trying to bring the best product or the best service to you. Because trust me, all of them are starting from small and growing with the help of the support of the people. So any help and any support would be good. Oh, and also another thing in related to that is the fact that people in Jamaica don't depend on one source of income, and I think it's a big thing, and it's a very revolutionary thought, very developed thought to live in a way where you just don't depend on one source of income. Even if they do their 9 to 5, they still would have another source of income that they have just in case, or it's running just in addition. So just the fact that they have multiple sources of income shows also the fact that they don't take it light. Like, surviving and living comfortably in Jamaica is expensive, as I said in a lot of episodes, and people literally will do what they can in order to survive, in order to live their best life, and really to be free and be independent and be their own entrepreneurs. All right. Another thing that is very unique to Jamaica, and it only happens in Jamaica, is the fact that you could have people that know you, and I'm talking mainly on locals, that know you only by your nickname. Now, this is a very funny thing because there are lots of jokes about that as well. In Jamaica, nicknames are much more common than your birth names. So people will call you on your birth name mostly at business places, corporations and stuff like that. But between friends, on the road or whatever, people will definitely call you by nicknames. And it's so funny that sometimes people literally don't know the birth name of a person. They only know the nickname because of that's how they were introduced to the person. And also certain people might be introduced to you with this certain nickname, and then you introduce yourself to others with a different nickname. So it's a very unique thing, and there are lots of nicknames that would repeat themselves, which you would notice as well. And it's part of the culture, and definitely part of the culture, and that's why I'm telling you, make sure that when you're speaking to people and you planning to come back to that location, you're planning to find that person on a different day or whatever, make sure that you have his name, like the real name, even though some people might not even know, but just try to, make sure that you have the real name, because you might have, people that share the same nickname in one space or whatever. But yeah, people definitely have their own personal nicknames that probably were given based on different things that happened to them in the past, experience, different types of people that name them in those nicknames because or by the way they look and stuff like that. So it's definitely a thing. And also you can call people on, people that you see, for example, security, people will call them Siki and stuff like that. So you can understand that nickname is definitely part of the lexicon, part of the dialect. Like, people would just, you see a Rasta, you don't know his name, you just call him Rasta, stuff like that. So just very free, open, and straightforward, I would say, and very fun as well. And as I said, you can always ask from a Jamaican or local, to give you a nickname, a local nickname. So that's another funny one. So only in Jamaica you can go to a restaurant, and the menu in the restaurant would only be as a recommendation. So it's a funny thing, but there are lots of obviously Jamaica is still considered as a third world country. There are still things that are a bit delayed. Not everything is really that's current or recent, and there are lots of places where you can go and things won't be updated necessarily. So it does happen that you go to restaurants and it's just not everything necessarily available. So what I do recommend, every time you go to anywhere, you just have to make sure that what are the options that are available, and it can be different from day to day. So just make sure that you really know what you're looking for, and also don't have too many expectations. Don't have too many expectations when you go to certain places. So just bear that in mind. Also, a lot of places here work with fresh produce, so if they don't have certain things, this probably would be the reason for that. You might not be able to catch the nice lobster or fish or whatever, or didn't got to deliver or this or that or whatever, but just understand that this is because people do use fresh produce. Alright, another funny thing. So only in Jamaica people find a joke out of everything. It's like every situation can become a funny situation. Every situation can become a joyful situation and a reason to celebrate and have fun. And as I said, lots of excitement. With that saying, also only in Jamaica people that are like simple people from the street that probably you would notice or whatever, they can become like celebrities and stars like this. And the reason for that is that people just like to be entertained. They like funny things, and they like when people are extra and they're doing things, different things, I would say. So it like for example, in the past year, there has been lots of stars coming from garrison or ghettos or places that are a bit more, street oriented, and that probably wouldn't have reached to that exposure without social media. But these type of celebrities, in the end of the day, as much as we want to criticize it, people like Rose and all of those people, in the end of the day it does help them, and the support that they get in the end of the day is important for them to be able to survive and maybe bring their life to a better place. And social media have lots of power here in Jamaica, just like anywhere else, but I think here it's becoming even more and more common now, and people are able to be exposed to so many different things inside and outside of Jamaica, and it's a really good influence as far as what I see. Alright, so and with that saying, yes, I must say that there are lots of things in Jamaica that people don't really take seriously, and I'm not saying it in a bad way. I'm just saying it is like they don't take it seriously. Like, not everything in life you have to take seriously like that. That's what I mean. All right, last thing. So only in Jamaica, all of the road rules, the rules that we know as drivers that are common to everybody, would be completely different, or maybe on the other side, and the opposite of it in Jamaica. For example, honking on your horn, for example, it doesn't mean move or anything like that. Like, where I come from, when they're honking on the horn, is like move, just move. Here in Jamaica is a way to say thank you, and if somebody gave you a right drive or whatever, that's a way for people to communicate between themselves and say thank you to each other. Also, another thing, people don't really use indicators. The main thing is always the police that drives the worst. So that's another thing that we, as people who live in Jamaica and coming from foreign countries, I'm always surprised with that, is the fact that the body that's supposed to give you as much simple personal example always do it in a most worst way. Also in Jamaica, people are not that terrified of the police. It's not like in countries like Israel where you have like there are cameras on the road and whatever, but it's not that strict. So most of the police that would find you if you're driving fast or anything like that on the road, they would just be stopping on the side of the road trying to find people that are going over the limits or stuff like that. And it's only in Jamaica where I realized that people literally, cars would blink each other with lights just to like signal the other car coming from in front. Yes, there is police, so it's a nice thing. It's a nice thing to be able to know where the police is and save yourself a ticket for all of the fast drivers, but just make sure that you're driving safe. So this was another fun episode about things that can only happen in Jamaica. Remember guys, Jamaica is not a real place. I'm here on Trelawny. It's a real place, but you know, we're just saying it's not a real place because honestly everything that happens here is so special, unique to the island. It was a pleasure to be here on live today, and I hope that you guys are having a great weekend for whoever is in Jamaica. Long weekend, but at least we get to spend time with our families and stuff. Big up everybody that's watching. Wagwan Steve, DJ Steve. We're going to finish the live now. We're going to finish the live now, but I just want to say thank you again. Make sure that you are subscribing to my YouTube channel. It's just another way to support the content that I do if you find it interesting. And I definitely recommend you to stay tuned. Turn on the notification. Instagram have a new feature or their algorithm. So if you don't turn on the notification, which are, it's in my profile in the top part, there are 3 dots. If you won't turn on the notification, you won't get notified for the things that I do, for new content that I upload, for new videos that I release and stuff like that. So make sure that your notification is on, you're subscribing to my YouTube channel, and you get all of, you know, the updates whenever I come up with new content. And I'm trying again to put, you know, the best and most interesting content that I see, but you're always welcome to let me know what are you interested in. Write to me and DM me and let me know, and I'll try my best to see and explore and research it for you guys. And that's it. Thank you for watching and have a great weekend. Stay safe and just remember that we are strong and powerful, and we will do everything it takes to stop the violence against women and keep ourselves safe.